Hey, this is Pastor Richard again. I'm here with Pastor Denisa Suarez out from Colorado, and we are going to start our second part of the talk about the talk. Hey, welcome back, Pastor Denisa.
It's lovely to be here. I always enjoy your company and being here at the Rock.
Yeah. Now, okay, so we went through our first segment. We talked about initiating the talk with our kids, the ages, how to approach it, kind of easing the awkwardness. Now, I would love to be able to talk with you about establishing a relationship and setting the foundation of getting our kids ready to have that boyfriend, that girlfriend, and start those relationships. So, first off, how do I know my kid is ready for a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship?
That's a good question. Some of the signs, they are able to manage a balance with their siblings, with their peers. They're not always independent or always their way or always what I want, but you see that they're already connecting, interacting, and seeing others people's wants and likes and taking that into consideration.
Okay.
Second, responsibility. They're doing well at school. They don't miss their rehearsal for their piano class. Their chores are done. The expectation bed is made. Your dish goes to the sink, and you see kind of like that maturity level they're reaching. Those are signs that are telling you, okay, actually, you might see that as that starts to happen, they will start to single out people.
Okay.
If it happens before all of that stuff, it could just be pressure from
Okay.
their environment, not necessarily their heart seeking out to single somebody.
Okay. So then, and when you say single out, so that would be like if a son starts to get infatuated with another girl, or they begin to talk about somebody a lot. Is that what you mean when you say single out?
Yeah, it's still very shallow.
Okay.
It's not
puppy love.
Yes. Either other boys are doing it, and I'm just finding which one I do like. They like this one, they like that, so I'm gonna like that one, or they're finding, this is something typical in boys too, they're finding mommy in another version.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you sometimes find characteristics that mom is brunette, it's like, oh, and it's like, I do resemble that girl somehow.
How funny.
So it could be part of that.
Okay. Now, and I haven't heard you say an age.
Yes, because age is really relative to their level of maturity.
Okay.
You might have someone at 16 that actually has a level of maturity and responsibility and an openness with you that you might not be as uncomfortable letting her or letting him have a conversation, engage into that kind of thing. And you might have an 18-year-old that is not ready to go anywhere with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny because I know some parents, interacting with some parents, they're okay with their 12-year-olds having relationships, whereas other people are more like, you're not dating anybody till you're 30 years old,
Yeah, I'd rather not put age, but I think you need to have some sort of independence, really, to
Okay.
be able to carry out a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So at 12, what independence do you have? Mom takes you everywhere,
Right?
drives you everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
So then you definitely wouldn't be one to say that, you're not allowed to date until you're an X number of years old.
No, I think, when we tell our kids, you're not going to do that, this is not going to happen in this house, it's almost like a dare.
Right.
At that age, we need to be intelligent. Their way of processing is not the way we process. So I will feel more comfortable. I saw you were looking at that girl. She's very pretty, and start a conversation that is not condemning and that is not telling them, oh, you're not going that route. Is she in any of your classes? Is she smart? How does she talk? Is she friendly? I can see how you would, and have that conversation.
Okay.
That,
Cool.
that might entertain it for a little while.
Okay. I like that because that line of conversation, it helps reward your child for finding the right things in the other person. Are they responsible? What are their grades like? As opposed to, is she hot? Is she cute?
Yeah.
You're rewarding that type of, you're teaching them how to look for the right thing, it sounds like.
We want to be very careful
Okay.
because in this diverse world also, As a Hispanic girl, if I'm interested in a white boy or a black boy or an Asian kid, sometimes we're wondering where our parents stand in that.
Okay.
It might not be such a clear message.
Okay.
So we're doing so much into embracing whoever and whatever it is. Remember, this is not that they're engaged. This is not they're getting married next month. This is a kid that's starting to notice someone from the opposite sex. So we don't need to freak out and take it so formal because
Okay.
it is not. He might not like her in a week.
Yeah, there you go. And then you had said a couple seconds ago about setting rules as a dare to be a rule to be broken. So then it sounds like what you're talking about is if you focus on a kid's maturity, and if we were to say we need to see you be responsible enough to have this type of relationship, then all of a sudden instead of creating a rule to be broken, we're calling our children to rise up to become mature enough to have the ability to handle a relationship. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. At 21, Jorge and I got married.
Oh, okay.
And to a lot of people, that is so young. But I had already held two full-time jobs at the same time I was going through college. So I was responsible enough to do anything that I needed to do to be independent. I was also a leader at my church.
Wow.
So my parents actually blessed our intention and desire to formalize a relationship.
Wow.
However, I could not say the same of a specific girl that I have in my mind right now that is 23. Because she has not held a job, she has not completed school, she struggled here, she's still living with her parents. So there's a lot of signs that tell me there's healing and maturity that needs to take place for her to be able to make a move like that.
Okay, I think that makes a lot of sense. So then, let's talk about what a relationship looks like. So let's say we have an early teenager, an early teenage boy, and he's starting to show affection and like a girl in class at school. What would a relationship look like for a teenager? Like, would you say there's specific stages, or how would you approach that?
Yes, and in this world that everything goes, that there's no adults watching for the other kids, for the neighbor, none of that exists. We need to be very careful the environment we allow our kids to be in while dating. So for me, in the beginning stages, because they don't have experience, we need to guide them and help them. I don't like visiting each other's homes.
Yeah.
Because I don't have control of for sure knowing that the parents are there.
Yeah.
So if he can come visit, but you understanding that you're not going to go visit. Because I know the environment we will provide, that I'm going to be there, that you're going to be there, somebody's going to be there. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Going out by themselves. I don't care if he's walking at the mall. They're not going alone
Okay.
in the first stages. Because there's so many places you can go in the mall and do stuff. They can get into the bathrooms. They can go anywhere.
Wow.
So no, that's not going to be our story. You can do, when we are going to the game, you guys can sit together at the game, and we can go get ice cream at the end, and you guys can sit at your own table. We'll sit at our own table. We can do those accommodations.
Okay.
But there's got to be the group, the family, the supervision.
Okay. So then an initial relationship is really supervised. It's with family.
Yes.
It almost sounds like you're getting to know this person just as much as they are.
Yes, yes, because you want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And I say, any church event, it doesn't matter what it is, because I want them to understand what it is that we're after. We're not after controlling you. We're not after limiting you. We're after providing you a safe environment.
That's cool.
So if they're having a trunk or treat, a festival, a Christmas festival, you know what? Go. You can go set up. You can enjoy it. You can clean up.
Okay.
But there's the responsible people that are, guiding you. And the school, I would say, it depends what kind of event it is.
Okay.
Because schools these days cannot be so trusted.
I agree.
Unfortunately, that's
100%.
where we're at.
Yeah. So, and you said, I like what you said when you said they don't have a lot of experience. It kind of sounds like, the parents serve as training wheels to make sure the kid doesn't get hurt in this relationship. Like you're guiding and leading them as example, So
Yeah.
I really like that. So then that would be an initial stage. When would you think a child's ready to take the next step in a relationship?
I think that when they share with you,
Okay.
when they're not hiding the relationship, there's something about shame and wrongdoing
Okay.
that always kind of like hides something. So when they say, "Oh, he held my hand and I was shaking," or "He tried to kiss me and I almost died,"
Okay.
then you know there's okay. So I kind of like I'm keeping up with what's going on. Then you can tell that there's an openness in that heart. So and of course, if they're already seniors in high school, at that stage, you want to be open. Now, I'm old-fashioned.
Okay.
I want that boy to come and say, "Hey, I want to date your daughter."
Yeah, I don't mind old-fashioned. I think that's okay.
I want to date your daughter. I want her to be my girlfriend. Can we give that? Can we do that? Do you give us your blessing? Can we? Okay.
Okay.
And we do have to let go. There's a point in time that you say, "Okay, we've done our training. You're already 18, 17. You're almost moving away to college." So, yes.
Wow, that's cool. I like it. I think that's really good. I know with myself, I know when I was ready to propose to my girlfriend Michelle, I approached the parents. I had like a 5-year plan and everything, and so I was such a nerd. So I totally get it. I agree with you. I think old fashioned is a good way to go with that.
Yes. Yes.
So okay, you had mentioned how our child can approach us and maybe, with the jitters and he tried to kiss me. So let's say we know that our child has overstepped a boundary, maybe kissing too early or whatever the case is. How do you correct your child in a relationship and still keep the lines of communication open?
Yes.
To where they're not like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. How do you do that?
Well, again, we put the responsibility on the child.
Okay.
Because we want them to rise to the level of maturity where they can handle life.
Okay.
So, what do you think happened here? Where are you going with your relationship? What's the blueprint? Where do you guys want to head? Are we accomplishing that the way that you're going about?
Okay.
So, what do you think we need to have a different kind of boundary, and what would that boundary be? And they've come up. We've had counseling sessions, and they've come up with, okay, so he shouldn't bring me home after church.
Okay.
Unless somebody else is in the car.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right.
You came up with that all on your own. Good, because I was about to say, I'm going to bring you. But yeah, that kind of, so they can think through.
Yeah.
And learn to be thinkers and problem solvers.
Got it. So then instead of us as parents coming in, because we know the answers, right? Because we're parents and we know exactly how it's supposed to go. But instead of us coming in and dictating this every little step of the relationship, we have a conversation with our child and we help lead them in the way to where they need to begin to think about the relationship on their own. I love how you said, what do you think? How do you think it should be going?
Because just think about it. There are other movies, they cross a line. She does not want to get pregnant because she knows she does not want to. She wants to get married. She wants to do this. She wants to have kids over here. She is going to know that doing something like that is a high risk.
Yeah.
So in her thinking, most likely she's going to say, oh, no, this is too much. She's going to stop. We're not going to be there to tell her.
Got it.
And that could be the mistake. So we want them to be able to process that kind of stuff.
Yeah. She has to be able to, or he has to be able to make the decision on their own in real life. And our role would be then to help them to be able to think that through before it even happens.
Yes.
And that's through having an open line of communication with our kids.
Definitely.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. And then if we ask them a question and they give a really bad answer, then we're there to help lead them and guide them into the right place.
Yeah, and we might be the ones setting up the boundaries then.
Okay, that's really cool to hear.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here in regards to relationships. So I know I have some more questions, but I think we can save that for the next session. So
Perfect.
Pastor Denisa, thank you so much. Appreciate
Let's do that.